Today's another day down here on the channel in Florida. I'm sorry I haven't been posting a lot. I've ran out of a lot of funds, so I'm just trying to work with what I got here. Obviously, I have things to post, but it's always a chore for me to try to post this stuff because I have to find time. I have to make sure I can use the dealer plate and things like that. So today we actually just scored the dealer plate and we're testing out things on the 180. I'm testing out my 18s on this thing, and come to find out, I can't even run this wheel because the spacers that I have right now won't allow me to run them. So what I would have to do is I would have to get a really big spacer to fit onto there so that I can push the wheels out a lot farther than what they are, which wouldn't be completely horrible because as you see right now, this is the fitment that would be on this 17, on this 18, which it's not even the full fitment. It would be a lot farther back in a wheel well. So for me to run this wheel and for it to be okay on this whole setup, I would need to run at least a 20 mil spacer in the front, which is kind of what I want. I want either a 20 mil or I want a 30 mil. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this. We're either going to run that or we're just going to go ahead and stick with the GTR wheels for right now. And honestly, I like the GTR wheels better than these wheels, honestly. So if you guys want these wheels, these are 18 by, I think they're 18 by 8s or 18 by 7s. Let's check it out a little bit here. These are freshly powdered, freshly sandblasted, and they are 18 by 7, and they are, what's the offset? I believe it's 35. 35 right there. So the offset is 35. So they don't fit the best, but they are wheels to test on your car, see if you want them. And yeah, guys. So that's one thing that we're doing. The car is still breaking up a lot, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull the spark plugs out, we're going to check the coil packs, we're going to check some of that stuff, just make sure our ignition is actually working right, and then we're going to go ahead and continue on from there. Another cool little thing that I did right here is I actually got rid of my rubber pipe and I put in this nice hard pipe. I have two different couplers for right now, but this isn't going to be our full setup. Obviously, I'm going to change my turbo and I'm going to do a bunch of other things because as you can see right there, you can see a couple springs, and those are actually holding the wastegate shut so that we can run some more boost in this car. But yeah, guys, I'm trying to work with what I got here. I'm trying to do some stuff on the car and try to make it run better, just be cool all together. Obviously, you guys saw the last video, I put the valve cover on this thing, but you guys did not see that I put this plate on. I need to clean up this plate and paint this thing before I put it on, but I have a plate to put on the center, and I think that's going to look pretty damn cool if you don't say so myself. So that's what we're doing there. We're just trying to get some things done, like I said, guys, and do that. But over here, guys, we have this super sick 180SX. This is a Type X. It's got some mods on it. So something cool is it's got this epoxy wing on it. It's a little faded, but it is an epoxy wing. It's very stably mounted. It looks very nice on the car. You can obviously change it if you want. You want to make it taller, you want to make it shorter, you want to make it come off the back a little bit more. Another cool little thing that Jack pointed out in his video was that it's a 1-to-1 scale model. So if you guys didn't know, this is what the real size looks like. It's also got some nice work wheels on it. They need to be relipped, but they are work wheels, so that's a big plus on this thing. It's got some other goodies in there, but we're gonna go ahead and leave those to the surprise and to if you guys want it. So that's this thing. This one is a GTR. Obviously, you can tell by the badge in the back. It's got some super sick R33 wheels on it. This thing was a race car. So inside, it's got a race seat. I've never heard of this brand, Sensation, but could be good, could be bad. I'm not too sure. Haven't even sat in a car yet, but it's got the Sensation seat in it. It's got a Momo steering wheel, and it's got a cage with a chassis brace in the back, which I think is super sick. The chassis braces for these cars are sometimes pretty hard to get. Let me see if I can even get a little good picture for you guys. So if you guys could see that shining right there, that is the actual chassis brace. So what that does is it stiffens up the chassis so that when you're taking corners very hard, it actually doesn't let the body itself flex. So that is a big thing on this. And then over here underneath the hood, we have some pretty cool things too. So right here, we have an R34 GTR motor in this R32. There's also some other cool little things like the Greddy hard pipes on both the intake and the charge side. And then we have a Greddy old school radiator with a SARD cap. I think that's super cool. I like the SARD brand. They're really hard to come by sometimes too, and it's just really nice. I like that. It's got a super sweet carbon fiber strut bar for the front, and there are some things in the back. I don't know what else is in the trunk, but it's got marker lights on the side, and it has the tail lights on this thing, which I find a little bit better. I like those ones a little bit different than the stock R32 tail lights, but that's just my opinion. So guys, we're gonna go on to the 180 some more. I'm gonna stop yapping and we're gonna do some more work. So guys, when you guys try to do your valve cover cheap way and don't want to buy a valve cover gasket, this is what happens. You get a lot of oil on your coil pack and you just dump oil in your spark plug tubes there. So yeah, looks like I have to buy a valve cover gasket like yesterday. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna drive this thing home. I think I'm gonna try to find a place here, but you know, actually we probably will because there's too many cars here already. So I'm gonna just try to get this home very nicely and not beat on it. And yeah, we're gonna order a valve cover gasket, and that thing should be here by the end of the week, so I can put that in. And yeah, that's bad. That shouldn't happen. So I need to fix that. Okay guys, so on the 180 here, I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to hear me a lot, but let's walk into the shop. So on the 180, we've been testing some electrical systems. We've been doing voltage drop for it and seeing if it was good from the battery relocation in the trunk to in the engine bay to the ECU, and it all is pretty generally about 1 to 2 tenths off on the actual voltage. So it's going to be Roberto said now we have to start getting into bigger things. Like we have to kind of just go with it and try to do some data logging and see what's going on when you're actually driving it. Once again, on the things that went wrong on this car, so I had taken this out and I didn't put a ground on, and it ended up shorting out the cam angle sensor. So I had to pull the whole harness out of the car and redo it, hold everything back up, and after doing all that, the car started acting super weird. So now we're trying to go through it and get it so that it actually runs right, so that Jack can go back in and just put the old tune back on it, and then just tweak it a little bit so that I'm not running super rich all the time when I'm under full boost. So we tested it here. From this was the original power for the car, so we tested it here, and we tested a bunch of power, the grounds in the engine bay. We reversed it and we tested powers in the engine bay, and everything seemed good there. At the actual battery in the trunk, it was at 13.9 or 14 around there, so that was actually good. We have a good grounding system in the trunk, and then in the car I still have it set up. So let's go ahead and look at our pinout right here, and let's find a power, because that's the last thing I was testing. So you got the 12 volt ECU right here on our 24 pin. So that's going to be our smaller one right here. This one is only a 14. Let me make sure on that. 16. That one's only a 16 pin. You got 16 pins. 16, 24, and then 34, 32. So on this one here, we're going to test this power, which it's number 11, and then if you look at this, it's the second one to the end on the top row, and we're just going to go ahead and put this right into there. I'm going to switch hands with you guys, hold that into there, and then you look at our meter, and the meter says 13.4, so it's around where it was before. It could also be because I'm kind of holding it kind of wonky in there, but the grounds and the powers are all good. We have to just keep going on this thing and try to figure out what it is. So I'm actually going to end the video here, and we'll do some data logging in the next part of this a little bit, or the next video when we start doing some other things. But lastly, I did change my intake system once again. I found this pipe, and this pipe I actually like a lot better. Gets it away from the actual engine bay a lot. I would love to put a whole block off, like right here, to block this off so that it actually gets fresh air from down there. but we'll do that in another video too. But that's about it though, guys. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna try to start posting more and just get the content out there for you guys. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll see you guys later. See ya.